Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Sam.
Hello everybody, welcome. I am Shane, and today we are looking at an article entitled Jensen Huang's Thick Soup Philosophy. And this is part one of two parts. Okay, so a philosophy just means like a way that you see the world or the way you think the world should work or how the world works. It's made up of two concepts actually. Philosophy means the love of wisdom. So it has this idea of being wise and what you think about the world. Okay, we know Jensen Huang. He is the CEO of NVIDIA, one of the tech titans of the world, one of the giants of the tech industry.
Yes.
But thick soup philosophy?
That part is confusing because again, when you hear philosophy, you think a way of thinking, right?
Yeah.
But now thick soup, that's an actual thing that you can eat.
That's food, not a concept.
So what? His philosophy is everyone needs to eat soup every day?
It's really hard to imagine. Maybe if you have like a nice thick soup, it will make your belly really nice and full, because a lot of these like Google and things, they have really nice cafeterias and really good food there. So maybe they feed you some really yummy thick soup and you'll be in a good mood and you'll do good work?
Maybe. I don't know. It sounds kind of odd, but I'm excited to learn, what does this title actually mean?
Yes, let's find out. Let's go for it.
NVIDIA is a tech giant. Its founder and CEO isn't like other bosses, though. Jensen Huang wants his company to be like a bowl of thick soup.
Okay, so let's finally find out about Jensen Huang's thick soup philosophy. What is this all about, this soup and being thick soup?
Yes.
Well, what does that mean? If a soup is thick, what does the word thick mean?
Yes, well, so that is the thing we need to figure out first. So we have this adjective thick. Now you may have heard of this as an opposite of the word thin. If something is thin, it is very narrow. If something is thick, it's very wide. But when we are using it here, like we are describing a soup, we are kind of using a little bit different of the definition of the word thick. We are using the definition that means lots of particles or objects all together, or being dense.
Right.
So for example, you could say a thick forest. A thick forest would mean that there are many trees. So they are all kind of put together.
You can't see through it. It's just so thick with trees.
Or you could do a thick fog. A thin fog would be like, oh, just a little bit of fog.
You can pretty much still see stuff.
Yes, but a thick fog, you would not be able to see like right in front of your face. It's very dense. It's very full of fog particles. So it's hard to see through.
Well, we're talking about soup here, so if we were going to keep spreading this idea out, a thin soup would have nothing in it. It would just be liquid, right? So that would we mean by a thin soup. So a thick soup, imagine there's lots of things in it.
Very chunky, maybe like a chowder, and you've got lots of pieces and it's very dense. And when you eat it, you feel very full, not like you are hungry again in 1 minute.
Okay, so this is an important concept, thick soup. Let's get to the reading. NVIDIA is a tech giant. Its founder and CEO isn't like other bosses, though. So what does this mean that it's a tech giant? Now, a giant is someone or something, in this case, something, which is very big. Or it could be something that's very strong, or it could be something very important. So for example, you could say that company is a giant in the market. And NVIDIA certainly is a giant in the tech market, right? They are one of the biggest tech companies in the world.
And if we continue on with our reading, it says that Jensen Huang, who is the boss of NVIDIA that we just read in the last part, Jensen Huang wants his company to be like a bowl of thick soup. Okay, so he doesn't want all of his employees to eat thick soup every day.
Right.
He wants his company to be like a bowl of thick soup. But how can that be?
We still don't know what that means. It's a very interesting philosophy, very interesting concept, something interesting to think about. So why don't we go to Tina and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Tina. 今天的主题是黄仁勋的浓汤哲学。辉达是一家科技巨擘，不过它的创办人兼执行长和其他老板不一样哦。黄仁勋希望公司能像一碗浓汤。我们来看单字 thick 就是形容词，形容浓的。The soup needs more flour to make it thick. 汤需要加更多面粉才够浓。Giant 名词，巨擘。Helen is a giant in the music industry. Helen 是音乐界的一名大人物。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, so we're not much closer to figuring out what this thick soup idea is yet, but we know pretty much that it's not about eating soup.
Yes, pretty sure that it's not about eating soup.
Okay, so why don't we go to the second part of the article, and hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about what this philosophy is. We'll be right back.
The thick soup has a mix of ingredients or talent. Also, the ingredients don't have to be perfect. However, when they come together, they produce a rich flavor. To get this thick soup, Huang doesn't lay off the bottom 10% of workers. That practice doesn't make workers feel safe. It causes them to fear trying new things too.
All right, so we are back, and again, we know that the philosophy, this thick soup philosophy, is not really about eating soup. But what is it? Well, if we get back to our article, we see that it says the thick soup has a mix of ingredients or talent. So he did say he wanted his company to be like a thick soup. So meaning that he wants a mix of, probably not ingredients, but a mix of talent.
Right, so here we're using kind of an analogy. Analogy means something is like something else, to give you an idea of something that's like something else.
Yes.
Okay, so this is not really like, it's not soup, but it's like soup because it has a mix of ingredients, but these ingredients are actually talent. Now, what does that mean when we say talent?
Well, talent is a noun that just means a natural ability or to be good at something. So somebody could have a talent for drawing. They might be naturally able to draw and then they worked on that talent and got better and better, or a natural talent or ability for singing. But in this case, we are talking about working. So they want people who have many different talents or many different strong abilities or traits, things that they are good at, and they want all those people that are good at different things in one place, in one company, to make a good final product or a good final company.
And in fact, you can refer to the people that have talent
as talent.
So you could call people talent too. Okay, continuing with the article. Also, the ingredients don't have to be perfect. So maybe this talent, these people with talent, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be talented. But talent and having talent, you're sometimes going to make mistakes, right? You're not always going to be perfect.
Yes, and so it says, however, when they come together, they produce a rich flavor. So again, we are still kind of using these words. We're playing with the words. Of course, nobody is trying to eat the workers. We are not actually tasting anything.
We're still using an analogy to talk about this company and the way that it works.
Yes, and so they're saying that each person doesn't have to be perfect at everything, but if everybody is good at something, a little bit, and you put it all together, then you produce a rich flavor, or in a company setting, you have a good workforce who
productive and good workforce, right?
Yes, so that's what that means.
Sure, let's go to Tina. We'll be right back.
黄仁勋说，浓汤里混合了各种食材，也就是各种人才。再来，这些食材不一定要十全十美，但是呢，当它们结合在一起的时候，反而能产生浓郁的风味。我们来看看单字 talent 名词人才。The company hires top talent for new projects. 公司为新专案聘请顶尖人才。文法的部分刚刚提到了 come together 结合在一起。Together 是副词。举例来说 All the ingredients come together to make a tasty cake. 所有食材结合在一起，做出美味的蛋糕。Ingredient 就是食材， tasty 指的是美味的。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, thank you so much, Tina. All right, let's go ahead and continue the reading. So, to get this thick soup, Huang doesn't lay off the bottom 10% of workers. Now, when we say to lay somebody off, to lay off somebody means to stop giving them a job. So they don't have a job anymore. And that is usually because the company has problems. It's not because the person did something wrong, like they made a big mistake and then you fired them. But a lot of companies have to lay off because maybe their budget or how much money they have, they can't pay for everybody. So they have to take the bottom 10% who maybe don't perform as well, and they have to just lay them off. So that's kind of good that he doesn't lay off the 10%, but I wonder what he does instead.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he does say, or the next part of the article kind of gives the reason for why he does this, and it says that practice doesn't make workers feel safe. So if you are in the bottom of 10% and you know that every time there's a budget cut or layoffs, they're going to take that 10% and lay them off, get rid of those workers, then you probably do whatever you can to not be in the 10%, and you might be trying to be really safe and not make mistakes and all of that. And so he says this practice doesn't make them feel safe. So practice, this noun, you may know the word practice as in to try again and again and again to get better at something.
Right.
But this type of practice means a habit or a way of doing things.
Right.
So a lot of times we talk about this when we talk about office settings. So in a company, this is their practice. This is the way things work or the way they do things in the office.
Great. Okay. Continuing with the reading. It causes them to fear trying new things too. So if they're really worried and insecure about being laid off, this might make them not want to try something that's maybe going to be risky, to take a risk or do something new. They would feel like, oh, that's dangerous. If I do that and I make a mistake or it's not successful, maybe I will get laid off. So it encourages them to try new things in this system. Okay, that's good. All right, let's go to Tina and we'll be right back.
为了熬出这碗浓汤，黄仁勋不会裁掉绩效垫底的那一层的员工，因为这种做法无法让员工感到安心，也会导致他们害怕尝试新事物。我们来看看单字 practice 名词方法。The school changed its teaching practice to help students learn better. 学校改变教学方法来帮助学生学习得更好。文法的部分刚刚提到了 lay off 裁员解雇，这是一个不可以分的片语动词。lay 的三态是 lay, laid, laid。The factory had to lay off the workers last month. 工厂上个月不得不裁员10人。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, so now we have a little bit of an idea of what this thick soup philosophy really means, but to get more information, we have to come back tomorrow. So let's go ahead and review the article, and then we will see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
NVIDIA is a tech giant. Its founder and CEO isn't like other bosses, though. Jensen Huang wants his company to be like a bowl of thick soup. The thick soup has a mix of ingredients or talent. Also, the ingredients don't have to be perfect. However, when they come together, they produce a rich flavor. To get this thick soup, Huang doesn't lay off the bottom 10% of workers. That practice doesn't make workers feel safe. It causes them to fear trying new things, too.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 thick 形容词浓的， giant 名词巨擘， talent 名词人才， practice 名词方法。接着我们来看文法的部分 come together 结合在一起。After everything comes together, you should have a nice soft product. 每样东西结合后，应该会得到一个细致又柔软的成品。Lay off 裁员解雇。The restaurant has to lay off several waiters. 那间餐厅不得不解雇多名服务生。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
Kiki, help! I can't get up. Help, Kiki! What happened? Oh, Kiki, we need to go to the hospital. What happened? Oh, what happened to your leg? My leg? Oh, no, I just have a paper cut. Then why are you limping? Oh. Let's get you a Band-Aid. Today we're going to talk about different things you might use to dress a wound. And the most common one you've probably heard of is the Band-Aid. But did you know Band-Aid is actually the name of the brand? These are actually called bandages. Okay, so these types of bandages have sticky adhesive sides to them. That means you can put it and you don't need any glue, you don't need any tape, you're all set to go. This is a bandage. This is also a bandage. So these are made of fabric. You might not only use this type of bandage to dress a wound. You might use it when you get injured, like a sprain, an ankle sprain, or even you sprain your wrist. You can use a bandage to help secure that sprain. Now, we know that wounds and cuts and scrapes, they come in all different shapes and sizes. So you might not always find a perfect Band-Aid or perfect bandage to cover that wound. That's when you use a gauze pad. So gauze pads are square fabric pads, usually made out of cotton, and you might have a small infection, so your cut might have some pus coming out or even some blood. These gauze pads will suck it all up.
Yeah.
Now you know the different types of dressings to help you cover or protect your wounds.
Now, everyone, be careful out there. But that is all we have for today. Remember to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to ask us in English. Kiki, anything else?
Do you think we can make a dress out of this?
KiWi later.